Hi there, real life. Awesome. Hi there. Let me real quick share the live stream. And yeah. Anyway. Anyway. 1 second. All right, let's see. Let's get back to the live. Hi, okay. Anyway, hi Britain. Woo! Welcome. Let me close the door real quick. And the reason I'm standing right here currently is just to show you real quick what we're working with, because I'll be spooling the reels from the bat, or at least the first part. I'll do that from the bat, but sitting down. It's gonna be more comfortable. That's really all it is. Anyway, so also, by the way, the internet might die because there's been some issues today. Hopefully it stays working, we'll see. But here we have my Zaragoza 6000 HG, so high gear, with the 5.7 to 1 gear ratio. As you can see, hopefully you can see that, it is spooled well, but it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit more line on here, so that's why. And this rod and this reel is too heavy to fish on any of my lighter rods. It only works on this rod, which is kind of a heavy rod for lure fishing here. For lure fishing, for baiting it would be perfect, but for lures it's a little bit heavy. So, and because this reel isn't super full, I'll just down spool the line onto my Machaira 50 wide, because it is just easy to use and has a lot of capacity, a lot of drag. Anyway, gonna be easy peasy. Even though this reel is almost full itself, it still has plenty of room for a reel that size. And finally, we're gonna be spooling that line from the Machaira under tension onto this brand new. Hi there, Mr. Beast. Woo! Thank you for joining in. And I'm gonna spool this 6000 Certate SW with it, brand new. I already gave it 4 coatings, I think 5 on the spool with ceramic wax. And yeah, I want to spool some other lines. I'm 30-pound tightline holocore on here, but I haven't gotten it right now, and it might be another 1 or 2 weeks. So I want to be able to use this reel, because I'm going to be able to use it on some lighter rods, especially like this rod. This is a much lighter rod. That combo together is more than 200 grams lighter. So that, and I can throw some way lighter lures and work them with this. So that's going to be awesome. And yeah, so, and right afterwards, I will try, if we have enough time before the internet goes out. Maybe it doesn't go out, we don't know. But there's been a storm and the power line came down earlier. So, you know, you never know. Anyway, I'll also want to add a top shot on this Saltiga 14,000, because as you can see, it's missing some line. This reel, I would not fish it like this. And I do have the same line or some heavier line. We'll see about that. Hi there, Phoenix Princess. I hope you have a good Friday too. So yeah, this reel is definitely missing some line, and either I'm gonna put more 100-pound on here, or maybe even some 130. I'm still a little bit indecisive about that. So let's see. And yeah, anyway. So I'd say let's get started. Shall we? I think we shall. So yeah. Let's get the camera over here. Hi there, Vanessa. Size of these reels, you're trying to catch some big fish. Yeah! And this is also the reel I'm going to be needing next. When we're really starting to talk about some big fish, would be here. 50 right, lever drag. And I mean, of course, there's bigger reels than this, but this is like the biggest reel you can still properly cast. I might actually use this to go after some caiman as well. So, hi, what are you heading out to catch? Anything really. Today it's just spooling, and this reel I'm just using to load the line onto, but I will use this reel for fishing here as well, just not... Well, yes, I will use it right here, but not today. Actually, today I'm not able to go fishing because of some weather issues, and a big tree fell onto the only road that leads away from the house, so, And that kind of sucks. Anyway, can't really change it. So here's this rod. Let's leave it right there. Let's get our other rod. It doesn't have to be tied anywhere. Just stick it somewhere where it's not in the way. And now, let's see. Let's see. I'll just get the harness on, not because you really need it, but it helps you hold the rod. It makes it much more comfortable. Let's say it's not necessary for spooling a light line like that onto a small reel by any means, but it means I don't really need to use my hand all the time to keep the reel stable, which just makes it a lot easier, really, and quicker as well. So all wins and why the hell not? Oh, and real quick, Daniel Garcia in the house. Woo! Let me show you the connection real quick that I did here. Actually, let me turn on the clicker. That way I can drop into the free spool and it doesn't cause any issues. So here we have my current top shot on this reel, which is 300-pound hollow core. And here I just spliced loop to loop. Hi, Paul. You still need to send me your address, by the way, for the leaders. I have them ready to ship out. And I did put some goodies in there. If you want me to tell you what it is, I can. But I don't have to. So yeah, 40-pound hollow core, 300-pound hollow core. Both Cortland, 16 strand. Brazil so far is pretty cool. But I've only went fishing once because the weather has given me some issues. And in the first day, it wasn't even clear where I would be able to fish. But now I definitely have at least one spot. And it can only really go up from here. So anyway, we got the connection. Okay, you like surprises. All good. So I'm harnessed in here. And now we're getting to the fin line, which I'm going to be putting some pressure on. It doesn't have to be a crap ton because we're not going to spool it that tight onto the other reel either. But yeah. And do some cross winding for sure. Let me turn off this clicker. Or do you want to hear it? Fat cat. Woo! Yes, I should. But it's also going to be really useful to have this light rod and reel here ready to go. And today a big, I don't know how you call it, but the thing that holds the power line and a huge tree both fell onto the only road that leads away from the house. So I'm kind of stranded here right now. They are working to fix it right now. So tomorrow I will be able to go fishing and also go to a small fishing store to get some of the things I couldn't bring. But yeah, I should be fishing. You're right. Anyway, let's get this line on here. That wets the hand a little bit. But yeah, I know it's ridiculous. Cranking a 50 wide with some 40-pound line. But it does make it a lot easier than using a small reel. Like a 50 wide is a perfect size for the spooling stuff, I think. Email stand, cool deal, Paul. So my mom will send it out. She has the package is already closed and marked. So I just need to tell her to get the shipping information, and then it can be sent out. And I made sure that it ships as an envelope, so it's much cheaper shipping, meaning I can give you more stuff. Otherwise, $25 would have just went to shipping, you know, and that would have severely diminished how much gear I can put in there. So you got a few titanium leaders, some cable leaders, and a couple of surprises. And you don't even know how many liters of each it is, and I'm not going to tell you because you told me you like surprises. And working my second job at the moment, just stopping to say hi and good luck in Brazil. Thank you, man. And good luck at your job. Yeah, this line is coming on here real nice. Real nice. Beautiful. Thank you too. Yeah, let me try to give you guys a bit of a better view. I think this way you're going to be able to see more, yeah. So yeah, I'm just guiding the line with my hand while applying pressure at the same time. And you should only do this with your bare hands, by the way. Don't wear gloves, because with gloves, you're not feeling when it gets hot. With my hands here, if it gets hot, I know and I stop. And I'm not going to burn the line. But when you're wearing gloves, you could easily burn that line. So just don't wear gloves and be careful to not cut yourself. But yeah, if I was using gloves, I would for sure burn the line. So I could not do this. But the way I'm doing it right now, I can keep it pretty cold because I would burn myself. You know, I know when it gets hot. And when it gets hot, I stop. And maybe move the line a little. I maybe wet my hand a little. And then we're right back to it. So yeah. And for this light gear spooling, you really don't need a ton of friction because, you know, my big reels, I'm spooling them at like 50, sometimes even more. But yeah, usually I spool my big reels around 35, between 35 and 70 pounds of drag is what I spool all my big reels at. But this tiny reel is going to be spooled at what? 20 pounds of drag at the most, maybe even less. So what would be the point in getting the line on here super tight? It would just be a pain to do, and there's no real point. So yeah. And yeah, having you being harnessed in like this makes it so much easier. Because as you can see, I need my one hand to apply pressure to the line. So I could not do this. Okay. There's a bunch of twists now here in the line that I need to get out, meaning I'll have to undo the splice. Because right now we're on the line that I had on its backing. I backed up my reel with some 60-pound hollow core, so I can either, if I need a lot of vibration resistance, go up to 100-pound line, or I can go down, or 80 to 100-pound line, or I can go down to only using some 40-pound. Of course, then I have less capacity, but where I was using the reel before, I didn't really need that much capacity. But in the future, I'm not doing that. But here I was planning to finish some heavier line on top. So for that, it made sense. But I don't think I'll ever need to fish 100 pounds on a reel this small. So maybe sometimes. But for those special cases, it'll be a special case. So yeah. On this, I'm planning to fill this Zaragoza's 6K up completely with 50-pound on tight line hollow core. And yeah, let's get this nasty twist out. Let's actually put some reverse twist in, because I'm sure down the spool there's more twist. Yeah, this part of the line is untwisted now, but let's reverse twist it. Meaning I'm purposely putting twist into the line, but in the other direction of what the majority of the twist is already. So once this twist moves through the line, it actually removes a lot of the twist that's already in here. I mean, you're always going to have twist on spinning reels, so it's not as crucial as it is to do all of this on conventionals. If I'm spooling a conventional, I'm doing everything I can to prevent even the slightest amounts of twist. Let's actually move this line further down. And okay, now let's crank on this twisted line. I'm all twisted. Anyway. Let's get these two lines spliced back together. Because I have to fish it like it is. Anything else wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. And I don't have my splicing needles with me. I will have some shipped here, but for now, I'm having some shipped here, not I will have. But right now, I'll have to use this tiny regular sewing needle. It does have a kind of a dull tip, which is just going to make my life a lot easier. Anyway, so let's start. Let's do the tricky part first. Oh no, let's do the easy part first, because after that I won't have to worry about. Like, if I mess this part up, it's not as bad as if I mess up the other. So yeah, let's get the easy part out of the way. And then if I get the tricky part right, it's all gonna be good. That's what we're gonna do. Anyway, let's find a good start in this 60-pound hollow core. Okay, we're in. Now insert the 40 pound. It already has a tapered tip, which isn't really necessary. It will be necessary, however, to have it, at least if you want maximum strength, to taper the 60 pounds. The heavier line should always be tapered. The lighter line doesn't have to be. You can taper that lighter line, but it really is just a perfectionist thing. It doesn't really have any real world benefit. Because, the line is already stronger, so if you're connecting two lines, and in the stronger line you're saving like 5% line strength, you're not gaining anything, because the line is already at least 20% stronger usually. So you only need to taper both ends if you're using the same line. Otherwise, just taper the thicker end, and the thinner end you really don't have to. But I am a perfectionist, so it is what it is. And because this line here is really loosely woven and opens up real easy to 60 pound, I'm actually doing an extra long splice, because this much thinner 40 pound, it might not grip all that well in this loose weave. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, crap, we need to charge our phone. Okay. Okay. Hi, you saving grace. Ah, crap. I need to charge my phone because it's about to die. Okay. Now we're good. Awesome sauce. Anyway, let's see. Okay, this is more than plenty, actually. Let's get the splice finished. Now we're just gonna insert the end of the 60 pound, which I made way too long, into the 40 pound. It shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see. But let's make sure that the part we're splicing doesn't have any twists. Hey, no Fs. Hi, man. Thank you. Thank you for the like and for dropping in. It doesn't hurt to make splices longer. It's just annoying to do. And at some point it becomes pointless. Like on mono to braid, yes, do some long splices, but for braid to braid, you really don't need it. Like more than this much on each end usually tends to be overkill. And especially the thicker line into the thinner line, it really doesn't matter. No, it is what it is. No, it won't matter. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. And I'm frozen. I don't look frozen. Let me check on my notebook. I'll check the stream in a minute. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're in. We got the start. Now just let's get this 60 pounds in here, which is going to be a bit tricky. Thank God I tapered this end. It's going to make it way easier. Yes, we're through. Only because of the tape. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, without the tapered end, I wouldn't have been able to get this line in here. So it has more than one advantage to taper your ends. But it also really increases the line strength. If you let me move the needle point back onto the tapered part, yeah, that makes it much easier to get in. You just have to be careful to not pull it out. This is where a weak pull-out game actually comes in handy. Anyway, well, let's see. And by the way, I made this stream as go live together, so if anybody wants to come on here, they can. Okay, yeah, we still got a good bit of line to go, but it's going all right. That's good. All right. Now, let's get this line in front of me. That makes the splicing process easier. At least for me. All right, we don't have a lot of line left. Awesome. We only have like 2 or 3 inches really to go. Let's see. Yeah. You're basically done. I'm just going to give it a bit longer just to be safe, but always be on the safe side. But yeah, now we can exit the line, pull out the tip. Now make sure there's no twist on this side and the ends are coming together properly. This is actually going to be a little bit tricky here. I'll show you the finished product. And I think this is working. Maybe not. Okay. I think we're good now. But I'm not sure. Not sure yet. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Hey, Jay. Okay, now we can finish off these splices. Or this splice is one, but it has two ends. So, yes. Yes, sir. Reverse the transition here. Even though these are two different colors, it is pretty tricky to see. So this is what we want. Smooth transitions and an almost 100% strength connection. So let's keep on cranking. Keep on keeping on. And actually now this 60 pound is so much more flat than the 40 pound. We don't even need to do as much tension or as much crisscross because it is much less likely to dig in. Scopa high. Hi, John. Welcome. As you could probably see and read in the title, we're doing some spooling today. Here I'm pulling the line off my Zaragoza 6K, which was a little bit underspooled for my taste, and putting it on this. It's everything good. The weather cleared up, but right now they're getting the power line fixed here. A huge tree fell down and it took down as well the post with the power line. So I couldn't get out of here to fish today. So instead I'm spooling this reel and I'm going to be able to fish much lighter, but still basically having the same line and it's the same or even more drag, honestly. So, but I'm able to use the same rod, but also some lighter rods. And that's going to be real cool to be able to use lighter rods. And yeah. And always use your hands when you put pressure on line while spooling, never a towel or gloves because you're going to burn the line. You have to feel it when it's getting hot and stop. If you don't feel when it's getting hot, you shouldn't do it at all. Find another way to do it. But do not put pressure on here with gloves or towel. You're going to damage the line. It's almost a certainty. So yeah, just don't do it. Just don't do it. If you don't have a machine to put drag on, you have to use your hands or you have to use a drag of a reel. But do not use gloves or towels because you're burning the damn line. A wet towel works better, but even that can get pretty hot and also cause some frays if you're applying too much pressure. You know what's happening when you use your hands. So just use your hands if you want to do it like I'm doing it here. And for lighter line, so it works pretty well. And for some real heavy line, it can work, but at that point you might just be better off using two big reels and spooling it back and forth one time extra to already be using some drag of the reel. Like getting an old pen senator, for example, for that is an option, or just invest in a spooling machine. I will get a spooling machine eventually. I still always do the final spooling step by hand, just because there's no machine that can mimic it, at least on the bigger reels, or not really on any reels. Or when you're fishing relatively heavy line for your reel, let's say, then you have to do it by hand. But everything else you can do with a machine. Like what I'm doing now, you could do easily with a machine. You don't need the damn reel for that. You don't need to do all of this by hand. You can use a machine for this, which would make my life way easier. And then only the last spooling around I would do by hand, and pumping it onto the rod, basically. And I'm pumping it instead of cranking it with a machine or something, or just cranking it myself, because you always put a lot of strain on your gearings when you're cranking against a lot of tension. It's not a huge deal on lever drags, but it's a very big deal on spinning reels. So just pump it and use the rod and only the drag of the reel, not really the gearing of the reel. And you're saying I'm doing the opposite line now with 2, 4, 6, and 8 pound mono and 8 and 10 pound braid. So you mean what do you mean? You're spooling it onto some small reels from a big reel? Because I'll be doing that in a minute. Or how are you doing the opposite? Or you mean you're trying to get tension way out of the line? Is that what you're talking? What you're saying? Trying to spool the line without tension? I mean, if you're spooling line that light, you might actually have to be careful to not really put any significant tension on there, to not break it. But yeah, I think the lightest line I'd ever use will be 20 pound braid, honestly. Maybe some even thinner mono for some really light leaders trying to catch bait, but that's about it. The main line, I don't see any reason for myself to go lower than 20 pound braid, and even that is really at the very low end. There are a few situations where it makes sense. Okay, now we've got all the line on here, and we're getting into our 100 pounds that I used to tie around the spool, but I won't be needing that today. Opposite meaning lowest pound test line compared to your heavy setup without including the 1 pound line trout leaders. God, 1 pound line. How you land anything on that stuff? Okay, I know the US line test's way above the rating, but still, 1 pound line. I mean, I'm worried when I'm using like 8 pound leaders for trout. Or okay, I'm not, but that's not super worried. But the stuff still breaks. But okay, I mean, maybe when you're fishing open water, like when I'm going trout fishing, it's usually in some creeks or somewhere where I have to stop the fish and really be able to control it. But yeah, I could also pump like this pretty effectively. I might add at up to about 70 pounds of drag. It wouldn't be a problem. But I think I'm gonna just cut this, honestly, today. Yeah, I'll cut it because this is a lot of line for my small reels. So I'm just gonna grab. I forgot that it's free spool. So yeah, I'll just cut it right here. Where did I put the damn knife? I always put my stuff away. And actually, have I put my needle in here? Of course I haven't, but it's here. Okay. Okie dokie. Why do I do this? Okay, I put the knife in a pretty smart spot. Anyway, let's see. And let's taper this line already. Use 1 pound mono to fit the eye. For microfishing on the okay, I would never use hooks that small here for trout. Like a size 10 probably would be the smallest we'd use over here. Now let's say back in Europe. I have no idea how people fish in Brazil. The only guy I fished with, he couldn't buy proper gear. Like he's fishing with a piece of bamboo, a little bit of mono and a hook. So, and not that small of a hook actually. I would have expected him to use something smaller. But yeah. Let's see. At least the internet is holding for now. So that's good. I need something to cut against. Maybe this cardboard will do. To cut off some little fibers that are too long. Yeah, I think the cardboard should do. Maybe not. Come on. Come on now. No. Oh. Come on. Like a spool of line would work pretty well. I don't have one. Oh, I do. Okay. Like the plastic of a line spool usually works pretty well for this. Just cut off these little fibers sticking out. Hey, Mr. Dave, how's it going? So, yeah. So, cutting against this plastic here should work. To get those little fibers that are a bit too long. Get rid of them. I think I got most, but not all. Anyway. Okay, this is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Now just need to taper this little end and push some of the braids down to keep it from doing strange stuff. Eight, 11 lines. Very nice. Okie dokie, let's see. Sorry people. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Honestly, we don't really even need a taper here. Oh yeah, okay, we do. Otherwise, this is not gonna fit into the needle. All right, that's looking good. Actually, I'll pull this through real quick, and I'll go to the bathroom. I'm just gonna do a little overhand knot to tie these two lines together, a slip knot to be able to pull the line through the guides and not have to feed them through. Okay, I'll be right back. Little bathroom break. And yeah, then we're pretty much already can start to fill up the reel we want to spool. All right, we're back. I'm actually gonna do the next part standing because I need to find a place to put the rod.